All right, tonight we're going to be doing barbecue chicken thighs. These are boneless, skinless thighs, very similar to chicken breasts, except they're not going to dry out on us. We're just going to heat the oven to 350 degrees. You could bake these in a casserole dish if you don't have one of these, it's kind of a cookie sheet, but it's more of a roasting pan. I have a little pour spout right here, so we're going to bake these for 30 minutes at 350. And then we're going to take them out of the oven, drain off the excess liquid if we need to. And then we'll baste them. We'll set that timer for 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to be making some mashed potatoes to go with this. We're going to flavor them with garlic and basil and make them creamy by using some sour cream. And that chicken's about halfway done cooking. About 15 minutes, we're going to start our potatoes. You're just going to turn your flame on to high heat here. We're going to bring this up to a boil. It's stupid simple. Okay, we're going to add 1 stick of butter, 6 cups of water, and now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of basil.
Gemma, I'm so bored.
You're so bored? Maybe you should get your bedroom cleaned up. Okay, actually, let's do 3 teaspoons of basil. That has such a good flavor when it's cooked. Well, even when it's not cooked. Okay, then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of, this is garlic granulated. If you are using garlic salt for this part, then cut down on this salt that you'll be using. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of regular salt. 1, 2. And then we're going to use 2 teaspoons of pepper. 1 and 2. All right, we're just going to bring that to a boil. And we're also going to be heating up some frozen corn to serve with this. Once your butter's all the way melted and everything's come to a boil, it looks all weirdly toxic because of all those green seasonings in here. But we are going to add 2.5 cups of milk, and that's just one of your 2-cup measure cups here. If you fill it all the way to the tippy top, that's 2.5 cups, and then you don't have to keep remeasuring everything. Just a little more, a little less, ain't gonna hurt nothing. So, all right, we're gonna let that heat for a couple more minutes. You want to watch it closely; it'll boil over once it comes back to a boil. Want to get this just a little bit warmer before we put a lid on it and turn it off. That way, it stays warm. And we got our corn coming to a boil over here on this side, and we got 5 minutes left till we got to take our chicken out to baste it. All right, now that our 30-minute timer for that chicken is going off, we're going to turn that timer off. We're going to turn that stove off. Just starting to get all dried out on top. Not really a lot of liquid. But if you're using a different type of chicken, you might have some liquid, and you just want to drain that off at this point. All right, let's get some barbecue sauce. And you use any barbecue sauce you'd like on these. Ooh, our corn's boiling. Let's turn that down a little bit. Actually, that's plenty fine. Let's turn that off, and we'll set that to the back. Put a lid on it so it stays warm. Ooh, and you see how we're starting to get frothy here? Let's go ahead and turn that to the off position so it doesn't boil over on us while we're basting our chicken. All right. You're just going to want to put some barbecue sauce across the tops of these here. You even home make your own barbecue sauce. I haven't done it in a while, but sure like to. It's a lot of the stuff you get in a jar anymore might taste good still, but it's just flavored corn syrup. It's not the barbecue sauce that we think it is, or it used to be. And you're just going to Carefully get that chicken all nice and gooey. We might have to come back in and do just a little bit more because that's kind of going on thinner than I like. Kind of just dabbing it like you do with makeup when you're blending rather than spreading. Just dab, dab, dab. But I have a silicone brush, so just dab, dab, dab. One here that just doesn't seem to have enough sauce is one you started with because your brush takes a little of that sauce when you first start. I get this good and covered because everywhere where it's not covered, when you put it back in the oven this time, it might get dried out if it doesn't have barbecue sauce on it. So you just want to use this barbecue sauce like a nice little blanket. You want everything tucked in all nice and tight and warm. Get warm and cozy. Make sure you get all those edges. All right. Oh, and I buttered my pan before we started this. It might be wise to butter your pan also. I forgot to mention that. We're going to put these back in the oven for 15 minutes. Shouldn't have turned that oven off. Kitchen timer, 15 minutes, and start. All right. Get these back in the oven for 15 more minutes. Okay, put a lid on that corn. We'll go ahead and scoot that back so that it's up next to this heat vent from the oven to keep it warm. All right, let's get these potatoes done. The longer they sit, the better they're going to be. Okay, you're going to want 1 cup of sour cream. And I like to use sour cream that's getting a little bit close to the point where you're about to ready to throw it out for this. It's got a little bit more tang to it. You want these really nice and creamy. I had just a little bit more than 1 cup of sour cream, so I just decided to use it all. Nothing's going to go waste in this house. And mix that sour cream in just slightly. It doesn't have to all dissolve. All right, now you're going to add all at once. You don't want to do this part slowly. 6 cups of potato flakes. You want to get those stirred in right away. Get them all moistened. And then we're going to put a lid on them and just let them rest until our chicken gets done. Since we got that milk really hot before we added our potatoes, everything's going to be nice and hot still in 15 minutes. Oh, let's get that lid on there and let these babies rest. Smells so good. Oh, I'm going to give it a taste. What? And those are all ready to go. We got 13 minutes until it's ready to serve dinner, so we'll start making up plates here in about 10 minutes. All right, now that that timer's going off, we're going to go ahead and turn this all off. Take our chicken out. If you're worried that your chicken isn't all the way done, then go ahead and check it. I think it's supposed to be 165 degrees. It's been so long since I've had to check chicken. I can tell just by pressing it and looking at it whether or not it's done. So I don't have to use a thermometer anymore. But I recommend using a thermometer. I think it's 165 degrees is what chicken needs to be up to. Alright, so let's get this served up here. Who are we going to serve first? One of the kids or my husband? Let's do my husband first. He's starving. Yeah, but yours needs to cool down just a little bit. Make it look all pretty if you want to, but it looks pretty already. All those seasonings in there. Big old scoop of, this is barbecued corn. It's the last of what I have of frozen barbecued corn. I'm going to have to get some more. And there you go. It's ready to go. Right? Super simple too. Okay, see you guys next time.